Hi everybody. Froden and I just wanted to make a quick video on multiplying both fractions and mixed numbers. I was showing him how to do his homework and he was getting super confused. So we're just going to go ahead and start doing some of these questions with you. He just wanted to go ahead and say hi to everybody. You want to say hi? You want to wave? You got to wave. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so multiplying fractions are actually my very favorite thing to do because honestly, it's super easy. So let's just go ahead and get started. So here's the cheat sheet rule of how to multiply fractions. All you got to do is just multiply across. You do not need a common denominator. So easy. So all you got to do is take 1 times 14 and you will get 14. And then you do 15 times 2. I got to write enter. And I'll get 30. There we go. And problem solved. Look how fast that was. Okay, so we should end up with 14/30. And all I did to get that answer was I multiplied 1 by 14 and got 14, and 2 times 5 and got 30. But then as I'm looking at this question, I realized that this can be simplified. We can divide it in by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then 30 divided by 2 is 15. And I know 7's a prime number, so we don't have to go any further. But your final answer will be 7 and 7/15. 7/15 is our final answer. So that was super easy. Let's try another one. Let's do number 11 on your activity sheet. Again, super easy, just multiply across. So I'm multiplying 3 times 2 and 10 times 5. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. 3 times 2 is 6. 10 times 5 is 50. And now I just want to make sure that I do think this one actually can be simplified. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to divide it by 2. So 6 divided by 2, I'll get 3. And then 50 divided by 2 will give me 25. So I have 3/25. I know 3 is a prime number, so I don't have to go any further. Draw my fraction sign. And 3/25 is your answer. All right, let's keep going. Let's do another one. These are fun. All right, number 3, I'm going to be doing problem 15 on your screen or on your worksheet. So here we go. It's 3/8 times 8/11. And the exact same thing, I'm going to multiply 3 times 8 and then 8 times 11. So let's get started. So 8 times 3 is 24. And 8 times 11 is 88. And this can be simplified by dividing it by 2 for sure. Maybe dividing it by more. Let's try it by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. And dividing 88 by 2, I should get 44. And I do believe this can be simplified again by 2. So let's keep going. So let's do 12 divided by 2 is 6. And whoops, I put that in the wrong spot, 6. And then 44 divided by 2 is 22. And I'm pretty sure we can keep going with this. So let's divide it again by 2. So if I did 6, cut 6 in half, I would get 3. And then 22 divided by 2, I should get 11. And now we have finally done it. This is the simplest form, 3/11. So yay. All right, this was your activity for Wednesday. I believe it's activity 14, I think. And we're going to go into Thursday's work because it also has to do with multiplying, but this time it has to do with mixed numbers. So let's go into multiplying mixed numbers. There is a special extra rule for this one. You cannot just multiply across this time. You have to do one really quick and easy step beforehand. You have to convert these into improper fractions. Do not forget to convert them. I will write it in red above our problem. You have to convert this. Make them improper. Oops, fine. Okay. Make them improper, please, please, please. It does not work unless you make them improper. All right, so when we make something improper, you're going to start off with these. You're going to multiply, and then you're going to add the top. So let's do that together. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Bottom number is going to stay the same. So 19/6 And then this one, same exact thing. You are going to multiply 4 and 5, add the top. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 more is 22. And the bottom number is going to stay the same, which is 5. All right, here is the exact same fractions, except for now they are improper, which is exactly what we want. And now we got to do some multiplying. These are going to kind of be a little bit big. So let's do it. So if I'm going to do 19 times 22, I will end up with a huge number, which will take you a lot of time, but I did it before I started this video. It is 418. And then the bottom is going to be 6 times 5, which is 30. Okay, this needs to be converted. You can't just leave 418 over 30. That's illegal. We have to convert this back into a mixed number. So let's go ahead and do it. So when I go to convert this, I need to figure out how many times 30 goes into 418. And you can either do that by figuring out what times 30 is close to 418, or you can do division. Either way, you will end up with 13 on the outside, because 30 times 13 is 390. And then you're going to subtract, and whatever you've got left is going to go on top of your fraction. And in our case, it's going to be 28 left over. And then again, the bottom number always stays the same, so it's going to be 30. But I do think this one can be simplified by dividing it in half again, so let's do that. Because now that we've got it in mixed number, we got to simplify the thing. So let's do 28 divided by 2, and I'll get 14. And then 30 divided by 2, I believe I get 15. Yep. And then the big number in front is just going to stay the same. This is kind of an interesting number. It's 13 and 14/15. So that's an interesting final answer here. But here you go. Alrighty, I am going to do one more for today's video. So I'm going to erase this one, and I'm going to open up this one here. Okay, same thing, we're multiplying by mixed numbers, so we have to do some multiplying. We have to convert this into an improper fraction. Do not forget, it doesn't work unless you convert. So multiply, then add, multiply, then add. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna do 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. Bottom number stays the same, so 11 over 2. And then the same thing with the other side, so 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Bottom number stays the same, which is a 6. Okay, so here's our 2 fractions, and now we can proceed like normal by multiplying them and by multiplying across. So these are some pretty big numbers again. So 11 times 19 is 209. And that's going to go over top of 6 times 2, which is 12. And this thing has to be converted. These are some big numbers, so let's start converting. So if I divided them into each other, I should get, so if I divided them into each other, 12 goes into 209 17 times. So your outside number is going to be 17, and then remember whatever's left over is going to go up on top. So 17 goes into, 12 goes into 209 17 times, with 30 left over, with 5 left over. With 5 left over. So 5 is going to go on the top, and then remember your bottom number always stays the same, so it's going to be 12. And lucky for us, this one cannot be simplified, so this is our final answer. There we go. Well, I hope this helped you guys out. Have a great rest of today. Bye.